Alright, Divine Feminine, I might be coming in hot and heavy right now because this is my second attempt in getting a title out for y'all. In the previous intro, I did see number 11 and 33, so, okay. We just elevating, I guess. We're getting our downloads, alright? But a couple of things before we get started. I am Master Seventh that reads these energies. Should you want to know who she is, what she's all about, in the description box below, you'll find various details. You may have to go exploring. You see how this is happening already? I'm pretty sure this blue isn't helping. Gabriel, Odin, pagan calendar. See, all the downloads are going. Relax. Everybody just needs to sit the fuck down for a moment. All right. So, should any of this information inspire you in some way to get connected with me, I am a master healer who offers remote wellness and tarot insight. Should you want to know what either of them means, the details can be found in the description box below as well. Okay? I see y'all feisty little witches out there who are throwing around your energy and don't know what the fuck you're doing, or you may know what you're doing. Just, everybody just needs to sit the fuck down, I'm hearing. Okay? So, as we're sitting, and we're drinking, and we chilling, and we smoking. Alright, anyway, 133. Divine Femmes. You have a hard time accepting labels. Okay, so I don't know what brought you here, but you brought yourself here, 144. So, Seventh that reads these energies is available should you decide to be connected with her in a form of making this a one-on-one, because please remember, this is a general collective reading, 155. And so not everything may fit. So you're going to have to lean into your discernment or lean out of your discernment and figure out which applies to you. What can be said is that somewhere or another you caught a vibe, and seeing if the storytelling time is fitting for you. Alright, so there's resistance in the game. Okay, 222. Some of you feel called out, which is fine. That's what this channel is all about, and as well as the sister channel. You can't really dive too much in one of those channels for too long without being pulled to see what is up and going on in the other. You kind of, once you immerse yourself a little bit into it, you'll feel it. Okay, and that's kind of what the energies are about. It's about meeting your resistance and fighting for what it is that you are. Period. Okay, however that gets the message clear is exactly the powerhouse of hunger you come from, getting everything done, going from one base to another and then making a home run. 303. So the challenging question is, what brings you here? What is it with those little eyes of yours that you feel that you cannot trust in what you see, or you need affirmation and to be able to trust yourself that you've seen it? Unless it's to shut somebody up. Interesting. The Empress with the Three of Cups. So there's a battle of feminine energy. And this coincides with whatever love story you have or don't have. Some of you have maybe developed a little bit more OCD. You're trying to get away with it and not being caught. You're cleaning a lot more. No one knows how really busy you are behind closed doors. That's a stanky energy, 420. All right. So we have 3-3. The feminine that's bruised and does the manipulating is a powerful individual who's very aware of what they're doing. And you've been getting away with a lot of things for most of your times. And even if you're not the one sitting here, we're exploiting your energy with someone that you've connected with, or at least exploited or wanted to suck energy from. You have a very high sense of intuition, so why would you feel that you shouldn't listen to that, right? You know, there are some people who are trying to dip their toes into spirituality, trying to figure out if, you know, they're a witch and how does it work and all that stuff. Which there's a level of innocence, yet there's someone within the group that knows exactly how to kind of pull them all together and morph a cult of some kind. Someone needs to be careful of having someone else pour your cup. This could be. This is in the third dimension. Or watch whatever you're drinking. If you're meant to like be in a setting where you're drinking from a cup, from the same cup, try to become aware of that moment and don't do it. If there's a feeling within you in the moment of a social setting not to do something, then don't question it. See where the reaction of listening to that would take you. So if you were to be like, oh, you see a confrontation and you're aware that you've been made aware, what's the reaction of you now having been made aware that you are now aware of the situation? And then maybe you have a ping of something else that you're supposed to do, 717, and then maybe you hear home, and then you go home instead of intertwining yourself in that situation. So Divine Feminine has a lot of things to prove a bit to what they were sitting on, how well they've been, what they've been exploring with, especially spiritually, and however it affected them economically and financially. Like the power of will, negotiation, and manipulation has gotten the pockets pretty, at least halfway full for this individual. And this individual understands why it could never possibly be a full pocket for themselves. Yet because someone comes from nothing and they take something, they already feel like they're rich, so it doesn't really take a lot for them to feel as feeling of royalty. But the Nine of Pentacles is not the strong energy in this room, in this bubble. It's the Empress energy. And the Empress energy is the Divine Feminine that is totally aware of what makes her who and what she is, because she has that quote-unquote invisible connection with her counterpart energy. The invisible connection that is just quantifiably impossible to negate, that it's not possible that you are already connected to something. In ways that you can also stretch the mind of possibility, thinking that is remembering how disconnected you are of yourself. Yet the same disconnectivity is coming from an individual 909 that is connected to themselves, who is lost. So there's a disconnection. So the blame game is going to happen with the people who are aware of themselves of doing this for all them time, being like closet witches and thinking it took something innocent, but this innocence grew with them, and they realized what the worth is, and they realized it's harder to come up or validate. Oh, that's interesting. Where'd it go? The jewelry piece came off. Fine Family, y'all really trying to get the people going. But you see how you can't really stress out that of which doesn't want to be stressed? Right here, right in front of me, I landed on the Empress card. So, good, I don't want anyone else to see this. Patience. So uncomfortable. I don't have to explain myself to y'all. Just give me a second. All right. Now that we got ourselves all situated, got our point across. Let's keep it pushing. So, some of the blame is going to come with the excuses that you couldn't see what you've been doing. You didn't know what you were doing. The confessions are going to come out. Because, look, you're going to explain it to yourself that it's coming from a bad place. And you're not victim, but then you're also victim of the traumas of your past. And that affected your emotions with the Queen of Cups energy. And has everything fucked up because you couldn't see something with the King of Cups and the Queen of Cups. And the Fool, you couldn't see anything. The Page of Cups, all these emotions. The Five of Wands. The Lovers, the proof that you couldn't understand what the godly powers are. How to bring it home. How to spill the truth, the Hangman. Yet reaped all the rewards for having done so. Individuals with an earth element in the sun placement, and specifically Sagittarius in the moon placement, are in this type of warp more so. That narrows down the window, huh? But a lot of people may feel this energy because the strongest energy is the sun placement. So it's like being blinded by the light. Seven of Cups. You wanted something in the past. You formulated your life up to now because you thought you couldn't get somewhere without continuing what you were doing. So it just made sense to keep the lie going. And this may, if it doesn't imply that you're the one guilty of doing it, it definitely speaks on something of your involvement in it because your intuition is attached to this. Your intuition is attached in seeing something, or at least being attached to something, because the other staff behind him suggests that there's a connection happening at the same time, that which it is that you don't know of, that could cause you to feel redundant in learning cycles. There's a part of you that is confused why you're learning the same cycle over and over again, and there's a redundancy happening, and it's more or less to kind of indicate that there is like manipulation happening in the ether of that of which it is that you are. Yet, are you becoming aware of it? That's suggestive in however long you've been in this reading. Some of you feel that if you discuss the fact that you've gotten tarot readings done or you've sought out a tarot reader, that it goes against your religion. Yeah, look at that, 7 of Swords. But when someone speaks the truth in your life, do you slight them? And would you slight them even more if you then found out what kind of religion they are? So did that ever matter, the religion? Or did the truth actually provide a pill that was actually difficult to swallow, but you've been swallowing it for this whole entire time? Some of you are hiding behind addictions of some sort of pill addiction, yet criticizing other people for their addictions, yet you are in possible connection with someone, if not yourself, in a pill of a connection of an addiction. And because it's so small and it can be intricately put behind a mirror for no one else to see, you can get away with this. It's not as loud. And there's an excuse, especially if there's an excuse involved with you going to the doctor and getting that. I mean, it's technically legal. So you do realize that maybe something that you couldn't get legally, you can get legally. So if you're connected with someone who understands this is somebody who's willing to go out of the way to perpetuate a manipulation of some kind. It doesn't mean or deem that they're essentially just a negative person. It's just they're maybe just in a state of rut, in a twilight zone of confusion, of darkness that they cannot see, where the triggers that they do receive on is potentiality to get away from a certain cautious energy that felt like you couldn't get out of. Excuse me. There's 777 in the room because we have the 7 of Cups. We have to start off with the 7 of Wands, and then we have the 7 of Swords, which you may benefit from the Devil Series readings over on my other channel. Those individuals who use the name of scripture to get things done because they were able to read between the lines are going to be exploited if your world around you doesn't look as beautiful, especially if it means also your world around you includes people and they're not on a high vibration of self-acknowledgement to the most high of themselves. Divine Feminine, this is a very masculine reading. This could mean that there's been, it's toxic, yeah, it's definitely toxic. A lot of you don't want to be found out with the 5 of Cups energy. At the same time, there's people who spoke and knew that speaking creates the spells of illusion because it can bring chaos to the mind. And anything that's chaotic to the mind is then going to be chaotic to everything else that the mind is attached to. And this individual is understanding of that. At least spiritually strong to understand how something like that could be triggered. This person is hiding behind a green thumb of some kind. 8 of Pentacles. See this little like pane of glass. It's almost like religious. It's the Kabbalah coming through. To me, the way it's symbolic is controversial. it's not complete. That's what I'll say, okay? And that's why you don't feel complete. You have 8-8. 8 of Swords. 8 of Swords energy with the 8 of Pentacles. Some of you had pretty much crazy experience, maybe like outer body experiences or like too clear or cutthroat of astral travelings, to not feel that whatever is off is actually at the hands of mercy for knowing something. However, that sways you to be left or right, forward, backwards, north, south, east, or west in the pendulum of your existence. 2-1-1-2. Oh. I'm told that I'm not taking all of these. All right. I'm hearing one more card, so one last card. Just because you don't maybe like the tattoo, someone's thinking about it, doesn't mean you have to cover it up. However, that decision of writing your story is up to you, however you see fit. There's a passion coming within somebody's world that they're not meant to be part of that world is coming from the facade of the very difficult image that you can't really make out here, which is like a feline. Like a jaguar. 22, like it's really hard to see here. See it? Going home. Divine Feminine, I mean, that's pretty cool, that coming up, right? In Bastet's channel. Alright. A lot of people, I feel like, fear her energy. She's the nicest one. The other channel just gets everybody riled up. No. Alright, this is the last message. And the last imagery to do whatever you want to help you get you out or in whatever direction of this energy, 7 of Cups energy. Okay, we have the Lover. So take that in however that may hit you. Number 17, that's our last number 8. To bring it all home, 888. All right, wonderful. I'm wishing you a wonderful morning and a night wherever you are in the ether of this time and space, Divine Feminines. May you keep flowing, growing, and glowing. Take care.